Right, next knowledge. And if you've seen the videos I've done on pig and monkey goods, right? When I was doing a pig and monkeys idea, I hadn't even looked at any Islam, so I didn't know that the pig and monkeys good was coming from the Islam, but it seems as if it is. Like without a doubt, like 100%. At this point. So that seems to be the source of the pig and monkeys good, and it comes from a specific passage in the Quran thing where it talks about some of the children of Israel turned into monkeys as punishment for their sins or whatever. So it's definitely coming from the Islam. So obviously, when you have the COVID-19, all the monkey good and that, massive amounts of monkeys good. And of course the mask was, everything to do with it. The mask is transformation in Islam. So all mask. So you got they got the idea of the monkeys and the mask. So there was a lot of Islamic stuff about the COVID, which obviously I certainly didn't know about, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't know about it. Very to do with Islam. So it looked like the COVID thing. It seemed to be a bit of an idea of illegal sexual acts, and the other thing said about the monkeys being fornicators. Right? So it's got to be something to do with, of course, these people are eunuch and all that. So obviously, there was an getting rid of sex idea in that COVID. You know, like the forbidden idea. That must have been part of what it was about. The COVID thing was about getting rid of like sexual behaviour amongst people and all that. That's what I think it was about. And their metamorphosis. It's a transformation of an exterior form, right? So of course, like the Islamic healers, like of course, like if you're watching the Profian news coverage and all this, they basically try and make on that the trans is performed for sexual perversion reasons. Like some trans can go into a woman's toilet or something, right? Like a perversion reason and all this. But of course, in reality, it's the opposite. It's like not to do with the sexual perversion, it's to do with getting rid of it, like altogether type of thing. That's like the healing of the sick idea, and this is like the religious aspect, see? This is what a lot of people don't understand about it, that it's a religious thing, it's not the opposite, it's not like the perversion idea, it's the getting rid of the perversion idea. That's the way to view it, like, so that's the religious idea, right? See this stuff here, right, about the grafting and the surgery. Yeah. To do with surgical procedure, right? Skin grafting and all this, right? And graft. Graft. And then, of course, see this stuff, which is Nation of Islam, which is the grafting. So this is Jacob. and they call the grafted devil. The grafted devil, which is basically the white man. So basically, when you're talking about them monkey codes, the may be referring to the white as the monkey. There's all of the black word. Jacob's grafted devil. So this is a sort of very crazy stuff in that. But you can see how it relates to the trans idea. The grafted, the grafting. Of course, you graft in doing gardening with plants as well. You graft. When you splice the hybrids together or whatever. The nature of the grafted man is divine evil. So basically, that's referring to the white man, the grafted man. See what I mean? So it's like, it's very strange stuff. Because obviously all whites are not transes, see? Of the idea of Jacob made, right? Jacob made the devil and all this, right? Characters like this, right? Richard Madeley. And again, obviously a trans. We are doing that, but again, these have got to be basically African worshippers and that, like I was saying in the first videos I was doing about it and all that. The pig and monkey. So this, like his characters involved in the news journalism and stuff like that. How do you ensure your daughter's house party? I think that's like very black idea, isn't it? And there's Richard Madeley clashes with Mick Lynch. It's always like a hidden black idea, And the one where he was dressed as the Ollie G or something, the black street youth, So there's always there's a sort of black code behind all this stuff. That's the wife, and that's obviously a dirty trans. So you see what I mean? It's like this Islamic idea is totally to do with it. Moors idea, right? And again, that GB News bullshit. This character seems to be about to sort of go on that GB News rubbish, you know what I mean? Transatlantic friendship. Not like, of course you have the idea of being made a dame. You're made a dame, right? So again, this is like it's reference to Jacob, basically. Emma Thompson, Anna Wintour, obviously all, transes. And Vanessa Redgrave, and Joan Collins. So all these people are basically, of an African line or something, like a genetic line. Deborah James. why the English teams will be called lionesses, lions, lions is African, right? Islamic and all, right? You see that Joanna Lamont Lumley was born in Jammu and Kashmir in the last years of British India, right? Always, either born in India or Africa, a lot of times. Or their sort of parents before them were there or something like that. There's always that type of idea. Of course, this is attributed to the British went out there and took over Africa and India. But all being told the truth, told the truth. Because it could quite easily work the opposite way. It could be that the Indians and Africans send the people over to take over Britain, right? That's basically what that Jacob thing's about, you know what I mean? That's what the Jacob thing says, is that Jacob created the white devils. And they're the ones who took over Britain in their European countries. Here's a funny thing where Joanna Lumley poses with Lord Jacob Rothschild. So, this type of Jacob knowledge puts a whole different perspective on the Jacobite idea and all that. Right? So the Jacobitism is a political movement to restore the House of Stuart to the British throne. James II, which in Latin translates as Jacobus. So this is the Jacob type of idea and the divine right. So this casts a different sort of cloud upon this Jacobite stuff, which is supposedly like Scottish, as we're seeing that Scotland is the dog land. The Highlanders idea, you've got the Ethiopian Highlanders as well as the Scottish Highlanders. So you're talking about the parallels with African stuff here, right? The Syrian Orthodox Church of Antioch in the East. It doesn't sound very Scottish, like, does it? There's something absolutely, very strange underpinning all this stuff, like, you know what I mean? Say, it's not to do with European culture and the Battle of Culloden, which is a very famous episode in the Jacobites' history, took place on Culloden Moor. So again, I was seeing basically a hidden code in this, Culloden Moor. This was sort of like written into history as a definitive, battle that decided the future of the British crown or something, When you have that Highlander movie, which is obviously based on that type of Scottish stuff and that. And what the one of the characters, is in Spaniard. This is called Spaniard, and he's an Egyptian immortal. And the Kurgan one was basically has to be the Western brute, like the Western man. And uses this is a King James like type of figure, this one here. Totally based on the King James idea, like the Matamoros, Muaslayer. He uses the Eastern sword now. So you see what they've quoted in there, like. That was filmed in Jacob Street Studios.